Hi Dana. Let's talk about the feelings of depression you're feeling right now.
Mm. Yeah, right now I'm just sort of um I go anywhere from really irritated to just tired and lethargic, and there's just no energy. I'm just in a slump where I just don't give a rip about anything.
Mm. And how is that affecting your daily life?
Well, it's definitely hard on my some of my work because I just can't get my work done. My brain isn't working right. Again, I'm tired. Um, I always feel like I just want to lay down and take a nap.
Mm. And how is this do you notice it affecting your work?
Well, I don't even, you know, I have to go to work every day.
Mm.
But if I didn't, I'd just lay in bed to tell you the truth, um, watch TV, and that'd be it, and eat. But since I have to go to work, at least that's a good thing. So it gets me out of bed and I got to get up and move. But yeah, I'm always in a fog. Like my brain just feels tired and exhausted, and it's hard to concentrate. But I force myself and get through it every day.
Do you do you ever feel happy or excited to do something, for instance, going to work, seeing friends?
Well, not really happy. I can't remember the last time I felt really happy,
Mhm.
but there's things that are I like to do more than things I, don't like.
Mhm.
Like work, I hate work, but I can't wait to just get home and watch a movie or something, drink a
Mhm.
beer, and just chill out. You know.
And when did you start seeing this fog present itself?
Um, well, I had some real. I had a party about in December, a Christmas party, and I wanted my friends to come, and I invited all these people, and I was so excited. I knew they were all going to come, and I knew it was just going to be this great Christmas bash, and I had it all set up in my house, and like just my three closest friends showed up, and then a few people straggled in and out, and the party was just a disappointment. It was a real disaster. Really
Mhm.
ticks me off, because I can't figure out why people don't want to be with me, don't want to be around me, don't want to be friends with me. So that was the beginning when I started feeling really crappy, and I just, expect everything to go wrong all the time.
And for this party, did you feel like it was going to go wrong before it presented itself?
How did you know that? Yeah, I kind of did. I kind of built it up in my mind as a good big thing. It was going to be a
Mhm.
great success, but inside, I kind of knew probably nobody's going to come. Nobody ever comes.
And then for no one to or come but not really show up or be presented, it caused you to go, well, this proves my point.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really sucks.
So when you get those thoughts in your head, how do you cope with that?
Well, I have a full time job, so I get up every morning and I make my coffee and do my thing for an hour, and then I'm off to work, and I'm working 8 to 9 hours every day. And so that keeps my life pretty busy. And then when I get home is when it's kind of lonely. I have a roommate, but he's always gone. So I play video games, a lot of video games. And I'm pretty good at these darn video games, but uh there's only that's about the only thing I do. That and I drink a lot. I'll have beer because I work at a brewery. So, I'll bring a 6-pack home because they give it to us for free. And I'll sit there and drink beer and play video games. And I would rather like be working out or something, but I can't work out because I hurt my shoulder.
Mm.
And no, the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with it. It just hurts all the time. And I've been to all these places to try to get some help.
And for the shoulder causing this, it's kind of put a damper on what you want to do.
Yeah, it's just like my whole life is sort of just falling
De-
apart, kind of.
Depending on that shoulder, depending on your friends. Do you do you remember a time when you felt like you had the support and the comfort?
My mom, I'm
Your
really close
mom.
to my mom. I call her almost every day, and she's cool. We hang out. Um, she's always, there for me, and so, um, yeah, that's a good part of my life. It's my mom.
Your mom. So when you're with your mom, what goes through your mind?
Um, well, she always makes me feel like myself instead of like I have to do something to be somebody. She's always supportive, and I feel pretty good about myself when I'm around her. Um, she's really easygoing and accepting.
Are your friends the same, or do you feel they're not?
Um, well, I have one friend that I would say he's my closest friend, and he used to be an alcoholic, and he used to have uh, anger issues and all this, and he's really changed, and he's just as the coolest guy, and he and I are real close. I mean, he and I are reading this book together, and he's always calling me, telling me what he's learning out of the book, and so he's a good friend. But the other guys that I have, not as much. We just get beers together, and I'm kind of a nerd. I don't do all the things that they want to do here. Everybody wants to be outside and going and running around and hiking and fishing and all that. I don't care about the outside. I don't care about the outdoors. I'd rather just be home, with my video games.
So do you play competitively with your video games or just solo?
Yeah, sometimes I go on online with them, and I'm playing against people other parts of the world.
And how does that make you feel when you're on those video games?
I am just in another world.
Mm.
It's a
So you
total
don't
total different world. I don't have to pay attention to nothing, just that.
so you don't have to control your own thoughts.
Yeah, because the thoughts are all focused on that one thing, the video game.
Mhm. So when you don't have video games and you don't have work, what's running through your mind?
I get kind of lonely,
Mhm.
and when I'm lonely and I don't have anything to do, it's the worst.
Mm.
I mean, it's a dark place for me.
So what do you do to get out of that dark place besides play video games? Do you tell yourself any thoughts of like for you to
No,
get out of that place?
I know I probably should join a group, but I never get around to it. I know I should probably go see a counselor, and here I am. So, but I don't do much. I just seem to end up with only enough energy to go from home to work, home to work, home to work. And I don't really, I'm just really irritated with even people that are Christians. They're just like, oh my gosh, preaching to me all the time. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of hypocrites.
So you feel like someone else's thoughts is empowering your thoughts and you don't want that.
Yeah, um, I just don't believe anybody's a Christian. I think they're all phonies,
Mm.
you know. And where's God been for me? I mean, look, I can't get rid of the shoulder problem. I can't even have a girlfriend. I can't even have a party and have people come to it. I mean, and nobody wants me. Nobody wants to hang out with me.
So was religion a part of your life?
Well, it was until my dad kind of screwed that all up. He he said he was a believer, but then he started cheating on mom, and
Mm.
she found out about it and kicked him out, and so that made me mad, and it made me just go,
Mm.
wow, I can't deal with that either.
So talk to me about the time before your dad cheated on your mom. How was that relationship with your mom and your dad?
Um, well, they got along with each other, but it wasn't like super great relationship. But
Mm.
they were both in the home. Um, but my dad always wanted me to do things he wanted to do. Like he wanted me to be into cars and fixing cars and motorcycles, and I'm not interested in that. Plus, he never taught. He didn't teach me how to do it. So he gave up trying, and I just um, I needed my dad, and I approached him several times, and he made it clear that unless I was doing things he liked to do, it wasn't going to happen. We weren't going to be close, and so I just stopped needing him.
So you lost that role model that you needed.
Yeah, my dad's kind of a. It's just he was an alcoholic,
Mm.
and he was in a lot of trouble when he was young. He is a racist, and he just is mean to everybody.
Mm.
So I don't need him. I don't want him.
Mm. Well, Dana, our session's about to end. I was thinking to improve with the sessions to come, I'm thinking that I would give you an assessment to take. Do you know what an assessment is?
Yeah, like a test or something.
Yeah, it's just to get a little bit more feel of which areas the depression's occurring. So how would you feel about taking that?
Um, is is my work going to find out about this?
No, this is all confidential. With the HIPAA laws, we make sure that it's all stays in with this session.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. All right, we'll make sure that we'll, and I could send you the link, or we can do it on over the call, whichever one you prefer.
Um, yeah, let's do it online.
Okay,
I'll take it online.
perfect. Awesome. We back? Yes, we're back. We're back.
Dana, I'm like, whew.
Oh yeah,
I was
know.
I was like, this is a real client right here.
Yeah.
I know you're pulling that from somewhere, but I was like, oh, I can just
that was
feel his
excellent.
energy.
It's like,
yeah, so that was a hard one, Ashley.
yeah. I was like, where am I going to go with this?
Depression
you did
is
a good
really,
job. That's I was just so yeah. That's a tough one for me. I'm like, okay, the note to self. I need to work on how I would respond to all that.
Yeah.
But really well done. Ashley, I thought you asked some really great questions. A couple of the ones that I kind of noted was, and the ones that Dana, I could see Dana's shift in his responding was when you asked about for the party, did you know it was going to go wrong before the party actually happened? And you see Dana go, well, yeah, like it was just this like, how'd you know that kind of a thing?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting to kind of see. Like you were kind of questioning a lot of the questions or assessing a lot of the things related to depression. You did a really nice job asking those questions. The other one I really thought was interesting was, do you remember a time when you had support and comfort? I think that was a little bit more challenging when you're in that depressive mode to like actually change mindset and kind of think of that. So I thought that was really good. The additional feedback I came up with was kind of like we talked about with Dana, with when you were saying his, like, you wanted to see a little bit more assessment. I think in watching this, like there was so many, like I just wanted to see more attunement. Like it almost like from what I could see on the outside, it almost felt like he would give you this deep stuff and then it would just be like left and move to the next question.
Got it. Okay.
And so what I'm seeing is somehow we've got to be able to balance the assessment with building that rapport and attuning and having them go hand in hand, because Dana may not show up back up again, or you know what I mean, of like, I just feel worse coming out of there. So or I might have been like, well, I don't know, I'm sure that he got me, but I'm not sure that, so I feel like we need to learn like how to figure out how to build connection, attunement, and have the questions somehow. So that's
cool. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. That's the one thing that was challenging, because especially when you're trying to tie in the assessment, you're like, where do I tie in the attunement? So
yeah, that's the only thing that was missing, Ashley, was slowing down to see what it was like for me to have emotion. What emotion was I feeling? And kind of trying to dial into that exactly. But the rest of the stuff was great information gathering and good questions. It could definitely lead you. I mean, I felt led right to the next step of the assessment. So that was good. But I will give you that I played a pretty tough client there.
Yeah, I mean, no, I was like, oh my God.
But pretty real client, actually.
Yeah, because I was like, I want you to come back, but how?
Yeah.
And the worst part is like, he might not want to take that assessment. And how do you respond if he says no?
Well, this is what depression looks like. I pretty much I've been depressed a few times.
So you knew where you were coming from, and you can see. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is that I even brought up in my discussion post saying, like, I've seen a loved one be able to lie on the assessments. And it's because they don't want people to know they don't have depression.
Yeah.
When they do, and everyone, like, you can see it, but they're able to lie with it. And it's just like, how do you handle that? How do you take, like, how do you work with that client if they're already stepping into a lie?
So I think
you have to work through that.
Yeah. You got to keep working with them and develop that therapeutic trust. And when they start trusting, they will let their guard down. And because if you hear in the background, some of the things I was saying is I've got a lot of disappointments. I got a lot of expectations that were not met. And so that in my mind, makes me think this certain way.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know, the guys that I've worked with that have depression, usually I let them go for 3 or 4 sessions and they tell me how horrible everything is. And I mean,
Okay.
and then we find a natural place to challenge them and go, really, things are that bad, huh? Okay, well, let's look at this, but it's stuff that they believe about themselves. That
Yeah.
harsh judge, the harsh judge is
Harsh judge.
very hard at work there.
Got it. Perfect. Cool.
Alright, you can stop your
Okay.
recording.